Hey, how you doing?
I'm here for this.
Oh, you're here for this? Okay. Great.
Want to cross to the other side?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll help you. We can cross to the other corner, right? All right, I guess we need to cross to the other side.
Let's see what you're waiting. Practice, practice, 2 and 6. That's good for us. Building jobs.
Tourism.
Tourism, that's me. Yeah, no kidding. Recreation, summer camp, fishing. Yeah, well, this is good too. You're all about healthcare. I know, it's great. Okay. All right, thank you. What's your name? I know, Will. Okay. I'm Jen Herrick. Nice to meet you.
Well, in the back of your side mirror. I have it on my gas tank. What's
Yeah, I keep thinking about, you know, you're just around the corner from there, and every move that takes so
that hurt
Ended up on the sidewalk. And
bike pulling like 4 of those, I think. Really? And they have like.
Thanks, we like them too.
I got it.
Just keep it around you and make sure there's a clear path.
Acceptable shale gas drilling is for the people of Pennsylvania, for the people of the region, for the city of Philadelphia, and for the nation. I would like to introduce Reverend Greta Morgan. She's a spiritual force to be reckoned with in Philadelphia. She's a founder of Ecclesia, and her voice will transform your day. Reverend Greta.
Good talking.
Take care. Lots on your quest.
It's my pleasure to join you today as we move to save. Save our water, save our lives.
Here. Craig and Julie Saunter and other affected people whose lives have been ruined from this practice are here. There is nothing corporate about the event that you've come here to attend today. This is grassroots. This is the movement that is going to be in history for changing the world, and that is what we are here to do. God bless you guys. Enjoy the program. Our first speaker is Doug Shields. He's the city council president of Pittsburgh, which is the first city to ban fracking. He's been a tireless advocate, and we'd like to welcome.
Hi everybody. We have over 30 people here from Pittsburgh, PA, the first city to ban fracking in the United States of America. And because of our group, MarcellusProtest.org, we have a table over there with information. You can try to get your municipalities, and along with our group, we were able to get my wonderful husband here to help us be the first city to ban fracking.
We demand accountability. We demand a responsive and responsible government, one that is not compliant, one that is not greased with the greed of money, one where the law. On my way here today, I saw a Philadelphia crime scene truck, and I want to thank Philadelphia's police department for investigating this crime scene. Extortion, domestic spying, taking away municipal rights and supplanting them with the rights and the greed of corporate insiders. This is our land. This is our government. This is our health, our welfare, our public safety. We all drink the water. We all breathe the air. It is time to deliver a message to the criminal element that is taking our government from us.
Yeah!
Damn right. When we passed this ban in Pittsburgh, we did not color within the lines. We were told we'd be challenged in court. We have never been challenged in court. And neither has one municipality that enacted a ban. West Homestead next to Pittsburgh, Baldwin, Wilkinsburg, Forest Hills has it on the list on their council. But the municipalities that are trying to work within a system that's designed to make you fail have been sued. There is no other way to go but to demand our rights as people that inhabit this planet. Let me close with this. A couple of months ago, the lieutenant governor of this great commonwealth said that we are naysayers. We're naysayers. Well, I say this. When you start calling people names, you've reached the limits of your logical argument. And I do presume that Governor Corbett and the Lieutenant Governor and the Republican Senate and House have reached the limits of their logical arguments and now call us names when we are speaking about our health and our welfare and our human inalienable rights to clean air, clean water, and a safe life. The history lessons are there for us. Put them under their noses. Whether it was Love Canal, Times Beach. We're cleaning up a site from 60 years ago where they buried radioactivity in Leechburg in western Pennsylvania. It was a great idea then, wasn't it? Well, now it isn't. And so it will be with this. This industry will leave us all with a legacy of woe and want, and we're going to pay through the nose while they walk out with trillions of dollars out of this state. Thank you very much. Fight!
Go Pittsburgh! Go Doug Shields and Bridget Shields. Thank you. It is my great pleasure to introduce somebody who has been fighting for the Delaware River watershed, which is a four-state watershed, for a very long time. One of the most effective and incredibly dedicated, knowledgeable, expert advocates in the country and certainly in our watershed. Tracy Carluccio, People's Network. Tracy Carluccio. Thank you. As we stand outside the industry's get-together here, it is very clear how essential we are. Inside, they're sharing their ideas and their plans for exploiting shale gas for lots of money, listening to Governor Corbett, organizing their next assault. We're out here doing much the same thing, but doing it our way, and not for money, but for the public's right to clean air and water, fighting for the health of future generations, and it's kind of spoiling their party. If we weren't here, the future of Pennsylvania and shale gas development would be decided in there in a neat, deathly efficient process. Because we are here, this isn't happening. Instead of a simple invasion and plunder, this is shaping up as a war, a real contest, a knockdown, drag-out fight. And it's a fine place for this battle today, here in Philadelphia in the Delaware River watershed. George Washington battled the invading Hessians just north of here by crossing the Delaware in the Revolutionary War. The Delaware's waters have been the subject of legendary lawsuits between states that were settled by the Supreme Court and gave birth to a new watershed-based approach of water resource management. With this and the birth of federal environmental regulation in the 1970s, the Delaware went from a stinking ditch that would burst into flames on any given day to what it is today, a wild and scenic free-flowing river, the largest east of the Mississippi, with a massive responsibility of providing clean drinking water to more than 15 million people every day. 5.5 million in Pennsylvania, 1.5 million from Philadelphia's intakes. And that's what we're fighting for, water. The Secretary General of the United Nations in 1996 said, the next wars will be fought over water, not oil. After all, 97% of the Earth's water is contained in our oceans, leaving less than 1% of the world's fresh water potable and available. And they aren't making any more. That's why we need the Clean Water Act and water management policies based on sustaining healthy watersheds. Let's turn all of this on its head. Portions of the Clean Water Act, the Clean Air Act, the Safe Drinking Water Act, and all the major federal environmental laws have been set aside for the gas and oil industry so the corporations needing it there can get a leg up on resource extraction without having to follow the rules laid down because rivers were bursting in flames in the 60s. So what's the result of this? The Susquehanna River is bubbling flammable methane. And the Delaware River's triumphant comeback story is on the verge of disintegrating, slipping back to degradation and a disgraceful human health condition. With the announcement yesterday that the Delaware River Basin Commission will consider adopting gas regulations on October 21st, which would lift our current drilling moratorium, and New York State today issuing the final version of its fracking analysis, also getting ready to allow drilling, and New Jersey's Governor Christie vetoing the legislative frack ban bill. Drilling interests are revving up, and everything is at risk. But too much has been invested in this river and in the environmental health of our nation over the past 40 years to allow it to be brought down by an industrial activity that enjoys unfair and indefensible exemptions from public laws and accountability, and that must employ intrinsically polluting practices to extract their gas and realize their profits. We won't go back to rivers of fire.
suffered this invasion. We must use the one thing we've got that they have not taken away. The reason George Washington crossed this river, democracy, to accomplish a moratorium on drilling in Pennsylvania and to prevent drilling and fracking to start in New York and New Jersey and the Delaware River watershed by telling those in charge, no, simply no. In the name of all the good people who have fought before us and those who come after, and the countless critters who have died because not enough was done, we cannot, we will not sacrifice our water for gas. No!
Tracy Carlucci, everyone. She rocks. It is with great pleasure I introduce Josh Fox. Thank you, David. How's it going, Philadelphia? Unbelievable. You look amazing. I'm so proud to be here today. I need to tell you basically three things. Number one, fracking is a disaster unfolding across Pennsylvania of unprecedented proportions. The gas industry is contaminating water supplies, air, and people's homes everywhere it goes.
You gotta volunteer, make a donation.
Fayette County, Greene County, Washington County, Tioga County, Susquehanna County, Westmoreland, Bradford County, Bedford County, all across the state, everywhere this industry goes, they destroy people's lives. They're injecting toxins under the ground that will stay there forever. Every day I hear from a new person. I've talked to hundreds and hundreds of people across America. As you know, after the film Gasland, I went on a tour. After it came out, I went on a tour to 150 cities in the United States. I heard the same story everywhere I went. 30 states. I've been to 20 countries on 5 continents. You are standing here today with people all across the world. And I do believe this is probably the biggest anti-gas drilling rally that I have seen. The second thing I want to talk about is the threat to Philadelphia's water. You know, fracking fits into a pattern of extreme energy development across the world. You've probably heard a little something about deep water drilling, right? You remember what happened to those people in the Gulf? That crisis is not over. Don't let anyone tell you seafood from the Gulf is safe. It's not. Thank you. We're running out of fossil fuels. We know we are. Instead of doing the logical thing, the rational thing, the scientific thing, the civilized thing, which is to move our society to renewable energy as fast as possible, to wind, to solar, to geothermal, to hydropower, to sustainable forms of energy, what the energy industries have decided to do is go insane. They're developing ever more extreme, ever more contaminating forms of energy development. Deep water drilling is one of them. Mountaintop removal for coal is another one. You just blow up a mountain. Let's just blow up a whole series of mountains so we can burn the rocks inside. Tar sands, I'm getting to it. Thank you. Getting props from the audience. I was asked by Bill McKibben and Naomi Klein to participate in the civil disobedience action in front of the White House 2 weeks ago. Against the tar sands that uses fracked gas from Canada to make oil to send to America through a pipeline to send overseas. They're despoiling an area the size of Florida.
But let me tell you what I really know about fracking. Fracking is destroying an area the size of Pennsylvania, the size of Colorado, the size of Texas, the size of Wyoming. And it will, if we don't stop it, New York. But I have bad news. Your water comes from where I live, the Upper Delaware River Basin, Pennsylvania, the border of Pennsylvania and New York. That region is controlled by the Delaware River Basin Commission, which is the 4 governors of the states involved, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, and Delaware, and a representative from the federal government, the Army Corps of Engineers, the Obama administration. The Delaware River Basin Commission decides if they frack or they don't in your watershed. They decide if you get Halliburton chemicals in your water. They decide if you get radioactive wastewater in your water. You guys drink right out of the Delaware. This is very, very personal today. Yesterday, the Delaware River Basin Commission announced that they were holding a meeting that they are going to be holding a meeting on October 21st. They did not tell us what they are going to say at that meeting. We need to know, because at that meeting, they could decide to grant permit by rule to develop 20,000 gas wells in the Delaware River Basin and destroy that river, sacrifice that river, and sacrifice your water supply. October 21st is the meeting. It was announced yesterday in West Trenton. We'll get to that. What this means is that you right now, here in the city of Philadelphia, are facing an unprecedented threat to the contamination of your public water supply. When you get in the shower, when you put your children in the bath, when you drink your tap water, it won't be known what you're drinking if they do that fracking in the Delaware River Basin. And they are planning 22,000 gas wells, the last I heard. So they're supposed to come out with a statement. But they're hiding behind a fence. They're saying, we're not going to tell you what we're going to decide. Well, guess what? They have a week to decide, as of right now, to tell me what they're going to do. Because if they tell me they're going to ratify those drilling regulations and start drilling, we're going to shut them down. I want all of you on October 21st at the Delaware River Basin Commission in West Trenton, New Jersey, to come and shut them down. This has been going on for 3 years. You know, as an activist and also as an artist, right, it's very hard to figure out if you're doing enough. It's a neurotic kind of problem, you know. You sit there and you're like, am I doing enough today? Could I be doing more? The worry, it's like having a little mini jail cell in your mind all the time, going on since I heard about this 3.5 years ago when I got the proposal to lease my land in the Upper Delaware River Basin, which of course I rejected. I'll tell you something about getting arrested. When I was in the paddy wagon next to my good friend David Braun over here, with the cuffs on behind my back, thinking how happy I was that I didn't have to check my BlackBerry. I was also free. I didn't have to be doing anything else to stop this that day. That was the first time that weight came off of my mind. I mean, it's the truth. It is the truth. That is my experience. Being handcuffed and driven to a police precinct in Washington, D.C. after getting arrested in front of the White House. That's when I felt free. That's when I felt that I couldn't do anything more in my power. That's what I'm asking of you today. Rallies like this are good. We need rallies like this. We need them for the TV cameras. We need them for the passing traffic. We need them because they're fun and they're great. But what we really need is every single one of you guys to show up at the Delaware River Basin Commission. And if they tell us they're going to allow fracking in your watershed, then it's time to get in the paddy wagon. Then it's time to say, you know what? We are taking a stand now. Because that's the way we win. That is the way we win. And if we do that 21st, and they permit it anyway, and we show up at the well sites and blockade the well sites, and say, hey, we are going to win. Every single one of these struggles was won, from the suffragettes to the civil rights movement to labor unions. Every single major advancement in our civilization that we know was won by one tool: civil disobedience. Or, if you want to think about it that way, a brief vacation from your worry and from your BlackBerry. I'm telling you, it's worth it.
Hell yeah!
Because there is no other choice.
Hell yeah.
You are cornered like I am cornered. We are cornered. We have to fight back. And that is the way that we will win. We won't win by doing backroom negotiations in state assembly. We won't win by trying to get a bill through Congress. We are going to win by taking the power back that we have as people. By saying enough is enough. That's it. I've been saying it for too long. The world has to move forward. We're trying to lie in the sand at the Delaware River Basin. You will not frack the Delaware River. Hold on one second. I'm going to give you an opportunity to do this. We're going to call the Delaware River Basin Commission right now. How about you? What do you think?
Hey, while he's doing it, hold up your sign.
Yeah, and there's something, I want to give you the number. Everybody get out your cell phone. Get out your cell phone right now. Get it out, and I want you to take down a number. I want you to take down the number of the Delaware River Basin Commission, who controls your water supply. You ready? 609-883-9500. Let's call them and tell them what we think. I'm putting it on speakerphone. Can you hear that? It's ringing. You hear it? It's busy. When the speakers are finished, remember, remind the person next to you. Remind your date. Right? You all brought a date to the rally. That's important, I hope. These things have to be fun, right? Remind the person next to you you're calling the Delaware River Basin Commission somewhere along this march, and you're telling them we are showing up on the 21st of October. We are not going to see this happen. Do I have a promise from you? I want to thank you so much for everything that you're doing. I'll see you on October 21st. Thank you very much.
My ancestors, and like my ancestors' displacement, my water contamination is very real. Like a heritage that must not be destroyed, water is precious. Once water is contaminated, it can't be fixed. Water is life. Thank you.
Hey, how you doing? I just came by to say hello. I work for the gas company and I just happened to be in the neighborhood. You know, I was thinking, you must get tired of working that rate in that hole, and I could make you a lot more money than those potatoes. You turn the guitar down a little bit on stage. I know you probably heard lots of that propaganda about how fracking is bad for the environment and we ought to destroy the land and blah blah. Don't believe it. It's safe as the day is long. We drill, you collect the money, nothing can go wrong. So what do you say to that, folks? No fracking way, not on my land. No fracking talking to you, man. I don't frack with me. I won't frack with you. Don't frack yourself, bro. Go home. Don't be a dope. I got the law on my side. I paid Mr. Cheney in advance. I'm going to get my free ride. If you're small, I'll cut you in. This is a big idea, you see. There'll be plenty gas and cash money. What do you say? Not on my land. I'm talking to you, man. Don't frack with me. Don't do it. I won't frack with you. Don't frack yourself, bro. Go home. Everything would be so cool if you would just settle in. There'll be plenty clean, clear water from the icebergs. You know they're melting. And the water from your tap, it'll be the colors of the rainbow. And if someone lights a match, that would be quite a show. So give it all you got, folks.
Don't crack with me.
Not on my land. Yeah, I'm talking to you, man. But don't frack with me. I won't frack with you. Go frack yourself, bro. Go home. I ain't no schmo, bro. Go home. I seen that gas ran video, so go. Thank you. I have a bunch of copies of that recorded with John Sebastian and some other folks. I'd be glad to give them to you. I'll just walk out there a little bit. If you want one, just ask me. Thank you very much.
Mark Black, everyone. Mark Black.
Our Director of Water Programs, Emily Worth, is in there this morning, and Tom Ridge called what we were doing hysteria. Frack now, Tom Ridge! This morning, we stood with victims of fracking who had real stories and real concerns about their water being poisoned, their lives being ruined, their animals and their crops being destroyed by this awful practice. And that's what we're standing against. Why does the industry says this practice is safe, then why do they fight regulations that would bring them under compliance with the Safe Drinking Water Act, Clean Air Act, Superfund, and other federal regulations? Is that right? No! Is that right? No! We're going to stand against that. We're going to ban fracking here. We're going to ban it across the country. We're going to keep these people out of the Delaware River Basin and make sure our interests are put above the interests of these big multinational corporations. Since 2010, the gas industry has forked over $7 million to elected officials in this state. And we've seen what that's done. It's put profits in the hands of companies like Chesapeake, and it's poisoned the water of people endemic in other places across the street. And we're not going to stand for that, are we? No! We're going to put a stop to this. We're going to ban fracking. Yeah! Exxon already this year has given over $500,000 to Corbin. And what has that gotten them? Right now they're fighting to pull 250 million gallons a day of water out of the Delaware River Basin that they're going to use to frack our wells. Are we going to stand for that? No! Are we going to stop that? Yeah! Well, if we're going to stop that, that's up to you. The people that are here today. A lot of people say, oh, you're just speaking to the choir. Well, I'm here to speak to the choir today because we need to sing. Yeah. We need to get active. We need to take this back to our communities, and we need to tell our neighbors. We need to tell our friends what we're fighting for, what's on the line and what's at stake. Without that, the gas industry will continue their assault. We're going to stop them. We're going to stop them now. So I need each of you to do 3 things today. I want you to go over to our table. We have leaflets there with the phone numbers for all the governors and President Obama telling them to